What form is this equation written in, first of all, to start off with? Standard form. Is this a perfect square trinomial? Raise your hand if you think, yes, this is a perfect square trinomial. Yes? Why? Yes, good. Okay, a perfect square trinomial means that the square root of A times the square root of what? Yep. Multiplied by 2 will equal to what? B. So let's check to prove that. What's the square root of A? What is A? If there's no number there, what do you think? What number can we put there? And coefficient. What's the number in front of x squared? 1. Good. What's the square root of 1? Okay. And what's the square root of C? It's going to be a decimal, so that should also be another clue that tells you it's not a perfect square trinomial. So what is the square root of 2? We did this earlier. 1.4. Good. Times 2. So what's 1.4 times 2? 2.8. Good. Is that equal to B? No. Okay, so that's one clue that tells us it's not a perfect square trinomial. And what's the other clue? How else? What about C? The square root of C. So in this example, which value is C? 2. What's the square root of 2? Is it a whole number? No, we found that earlier. It's 1.4. So this is not a perfect square trinomial, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a perfect square trinomial so that we can complete the square, which you're going to learn. We want to create a perfect square, so we need to figure out what C is. C is equal to, do you remember? I told you to memorize this. B divided by 2 squared, right? To find C, okay, because sometimes to get C, we have to...
C doesn't equal 2?
It's B divided by 2, so what's 6 divided by 2? 3 squared, which is 9. Yes, so you guys were right. C should be equal to 9 in order for it to be a perfect square. So what I'm going to do here now, the next step is I'm going to take this part of the equation, okay, and I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus 6x plus 9. That makes it a perfect square. But can I just insert something into an equation? Can I just do that? Can I just say, okay, I'm just going to add 9? If I add 9, okay, and I take away 9, am I actually changing the equation? What's 9 take away 9?
0.
0. So I can do that because I'm not changing the equation, okay? I still have this plus 2 outside of the bracket. I haven't done anything with that. I'm trying to create a perfect square trinomial, okay? Which part of this do I only want to keep inside the bracket? Which part is the perfect square trinomial?
X squared plus 6x.
This part, right? To remove something from a bracket, we need to multiply it by whatever's in front of the bracket, right? What number is in front of this bracket? 1. The reason I'm explaining this is because sometimes there's going to be a number other than 1, so I want you to remember this step. What's 1 times negative 9? I'm expanding that. I'm going to get that outside of the bracket by distributing it. So what's 1 times negative 9? Negative 9, okay? So I've just taken that out of the bracket. So now inside the bracket, I just have this. Okay, and we distributed it. It came outside the bracket, and I still have my plus 2. Now we have our perfect square trinomial. How do you factor a perfect square trinomial? Let's write this in factored form. Square root of x squared. Square root of 9 is 3. Good. And positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. What's outside my bracket?
-9.
Negative 9 plus 2. Can I simplify that? What's negative 9 plus 2? Negative 7. What's a shorter way to write x plus 3 times x plus 3?
X plus 3.
X plus 3 squared. So let's write this as x plus 3 squared, take away 7. Y equals x plus 3 squared, take away 7. What form is this written in now? Vertex form. Oh, so you just went from standard form to vertex form. Now that this is written in vertex form, where's the vertex located? -3 and negative. That one, the sign stays the same there.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.